unquote, guarding me, and guarding me consisted at that time of sticking things into my wounds, of putting powder in my eyes that blinded me, and saying that if I did not tell them what they wanted to know, I would never see again, and some other things that I've just never talked about. And I don't really want to get into that now because it will make me remember too vividly that period. But anyway, based on demonstrations outside of the hospital, I was transferred to another hospital, and the New Jersey State Troopers were replaced by some other guards. They weren't much better, but at least they did not attack me physically. I altogether spent 6.5 years in prison. I was accused of many things. I was acquitted on all charges except for the New Jersey charge, where I was accused of aiding and abetting in the murder of a New Jersey state trooper. I was tried by an all-white jury in a county where more than 70% of the people, based on a jury project study, were already prejudiced and thought I was guilty. It was a legal lynching, and I'm actually ashamed of even participating in that. I should have just stayed in the cell and said, y'all do whatever you want, because it wasn't a trial. It was a lynching. I was sentenced to life plus 30 years, plus 30 days. I spent more than 2.5 years in solitary confinement in men's prisons. And in 1979, with the help of many people, many of my comrades, I was able to escape from prison, and there was no other possible alternative. There was no such thing as an appeal. My aunt was very frustrated. She was doing the appeal, and parts of the transcript disappeared, the evidence disappeared, and so there was no such thing, no such possibility of ever receiving justice in the courts of the United States. I still believe that there is no justice in the United States, and I still believe that more and more the court system and the criminal justice system is a criminal system, and which serves as a conveyor belt for poor people, for African people, for Latino people, for all oppressed people. I don't want this really to be a run-on sentence. I would like to have more of a dialogue, if that's cool with everybody. Is that cool with everybody? And so I've said a little bit about myself. I don't want to do a speech and tell you what you're already aware of, so I'd rather really address myself to talking about things that you're interested in, whether it has to do with me, whether it has to do with Cuba, whether it has to do with our struggle, or whatever you'd like to ask about.
Let's limit the amount of speeching and do more questioning. Are we agreed? Okay. Monica?
Sarah, what are your feelings on the impact of Geronimo Pratt being released from prison after 27 years, incarcerated? What type of impact do you feel that his, release will have on the struggle against racism and repression inside the United States?
Well, I believe that Geronimo is an amazingly strong human being who has suffered, in an unspeakable way. 9 years in solitary confinement. Geronimo has withstood things that, it's amazing that a human being can withstand. And he has left that prison after 27 years with his head held high